Sanur Bali to become medical tourism destination in 2023, that's this year, and dengue cases on the rise in Bali. Stay tuned for details. Selamat siang. Welcome to the latest news from Bali in Indonesia. This is January 18th, 2023, and my name is Bruce. And what is the weather like today? It is partly cloudy and, well, a lot of sun as well. Temperature is 30.2 degrees Celsius. The humidity 72% and the wind speed 6.4 kilometers per hour. It is a lovely day, lovely, up here in Bulalang. And I hope wherever you are, the weather is lovely as well. Okay, today's focus is on health. And just a comment, I don't talk about deaths in Bali. I don't cover those stories. People die. Tourists die, foreigners die, local people die. I don't do those just because I don't particularly like doing them. But just a comment, there have been 2 foreigners killed in motorcycle accidents in the last week or so. And just the other day, 4 foreigners in a car went off the road and had to be hospitalized up here in Bulalang. And the Bali police chief said, if you don't know how to drive the roads, use a driver. These roads are not particularly safe, especially in some areas. If you don't know the roads here and you're going to drive, be careful. It doesn't make any difference how good a driver you are. Sometimes people just come out of nowhere, people or things, dogs, cats. If you want to really enjoy the scenery, it's better to have somebody drive you so that you can take a look around and enjoy the beauty of the island without worrying about whether somebody is going to cut you off, sideswipe you, or steal something off of your bike while you're driving around looking at your iPhone or Android machine, trying to figure out where you're going, and somebody comes by and snatches your stuff right off your bike. So, if you want to really enjoy yourself, sometimes it's better not to drive. Just a word of caution, take care if you are driving in Bali. Okay, so let's get started. Bali Sanur to become medical tourism destination, Erick Thohir. Erick Thohir is Indonesian state-owned enterprise minister, and he said that Bali has a great potential for medical tourism, and Sanur has been chosen as a special economic zone that will integrate health and tourism in order to provide inclusive health services, digital-based economic transformation, and a transition towards sustainable energy. The minister said, we are taking advantage of the natural beauty of Bali to treat patients with world-class health services. This has increasingly globalized Sanur as an international health tourism destination. Well, not yet, but it should, or it may. So the minister visited the zone along with former President Megawati. The area was built based on the first president, Soekarno, or Bung Karno, as he's often called, his tourism vision to advance Indonesia on the international tourism stage. The SOE ministry is now transforming the area into a comprehensive tourist destination that focuses on health tourism. There is a total area of 41.26 hectares, and the government will build international standard hospitals and clinics in collaboration with the largest hospital in the United States, the Mayo Clinic. Additionally, the Bali Beach Hotel, or Grand Inn Bali Beach, Convention Center, and Ethnomedical Botanic Garden and Commercial Center for MSMEs are all going to be revitalized and put in the area. The Hotel Bali Beach, or the GIB, that's the Grand Inn Bali Beach, is a hotel designed by Bung Karno that was built in 1963, started and completed in 1966. And so Sanur is going to change, and there's been a lot of talk on social media about how the hospital and the revitalized hotel and all of these additional things, plus that big, massive construction project, I forget what they call it now down there. Sanur is not going to be the quiet little place where a lot of oldies like to hang out. And some more on Sanur and health tourism. Bali International Hospital is targeted for completion on November 1st, 2023, according to the minister. Ibu Megawati, former President Megawati, said, I ordered Mr. Erick to reorganize the Sanur area like during Bung Karno's time, her father's time. This also includes in the health sector by protecting Indonesia's plant wealth, which has many natural medicinal plants. And the minister himself said that he felt honored to be able to develop this Sanur area as well as reinforcing the original idea of Indonesia's first president regarding Bali tourism. The minister said the Sanur Bali area was chosen not only for historical factors and the legacy of our first president, but also to reinforce the initial idea. With this health SEZ, Special Economic Zone, we are taking advantage of the beauty of Bali to serve patients to get World Health Services. The minister continued the projection of medical tourism services for 2016 to 2024 focuses on oncology, cancer, orthopedics, and dentistry. Gib Hotel revitalization is 35.38% done, and that will be completed August 4th, 2023, if it stays on target. Meanwhile, for the International Hospital, it's 3.5% completed, and as I said at the lead, it's going to be done on November 1st. If seen from above through a drone, the Sanur SEZ area is 55% green, meaning that around 5 hectares will be made into a green park. Sounds lovely. It will be interesting to see how all of this pans out and what's going to happen to Sanur. Now, I happen to like Sanur. I haven't been down there in quite a while. And, well, I'm just not traveling anymore these days. My travel is restricted to Bulaling. Just too many drivers, too many vehicles, too much crazy stuff, too many foreigners coming here having no idea what they're doing, driving powerful bikes and driving like loons. So I'm sticking here, but I like Sanur. It's going to be interesting to see how it changes. And dengue fever. I've had dengue fever. It is very unpleasant. I consider it much more unpleasant than malaria, which I also had when I was living in Papua. Dengue fever cases in Bangli rise. Funds for handling decrease. There are 161 cases of dengue in Bangli in 2022. That number higher than in 2021. 2021, there are only 81 cases. However, even though the number has increased, the budget for handling dengue has actually decreased. The previous budget was 300 million rupiahs. In 2023, the budget is only 219,456,000. According to the head of the service from Songan Village, Kintamani, the reduction in the budget in 2023 is because in 2022, there is some leftover money from the 300 million. So even though the budget is reduced, in general, the budget is sufficient for dengue prevention. So they got some money left over from last year. The head of disease prevention and control, E. Nyoman Sudarma, said that the 219 million rupiah budget was used to purchase fuel oil, either in the form of diesel or Dexlite, as well as fogging solvents, sprayer fees, and machine maintenance. Meanwhile, the outbreak of dengue cases due to several factors. Among other things, the weather is uncertain and the mobility of people between regions is high because the conditions of the body's immune system is prone to decrease, and stagnant water has potential to become a nest for mosquito breeders. Right, there is a lot of standing water all over, especially during the rainy season when we get rain and you got water here, you got water there. Really good for mosquitoes. We are watching them up here as well in Bulaling and down in Denpasar as well. They're concerned about dengue. Through the second week of 2023, there has only been one suspected dengue case up in Bangli. The former director of RSU Bangli emphasized that the Bangli health offices moved quickly in this case, where when there are symptoms, countermeasures are immediately taken so that the dengue does not spread. He reminded the DHF prevention does not come only from the health office, but also from participation by the community, meaning clean up your standing water. Don't let it stay there. And poverty. There is quite a bit of poverty in Indonesia still, unfortunately. And if you've ever been out in the villages, you know that, or if you've been in some of the urban areas, you know that as well. Indonesian people living in poverty reached 26.36 million. The percentage of poverty in Bali reached 4.53% in September of 2022, the lowest level among the provinces, according to Statistics Bali, or BPS. I talk about that all the time. Bali was among the top 5 provinces with a low percentage of poor people in 2022. The other provinces that are in the low numbers of poverty: South Kalimantan, 4.61%, Bangka Belitung, 4.61%, Jakarta, 4.61%, and Central Kalimantan, 5.22%. During the same period, the percentage of poor in the province was also much lower than the national average of 9.57%. According to BPS data, there are 205,360 poor people in Bali as of September 22, a decrease of 320 compared to March 22, and a decline of 6,100 compared to September of 2021. And what is the poverty line? Well, poverty line in Bali in September 2022 was recorded at 515,037 rupiah per capita per month. This comprised a food poverty line of 357,640 or 69.44%, and a non-food poverty line of 157,398 or 30.56%. As of September 2022, there is an average of 4.29 members per household for poor households. The poverty line for poor households averaged 2,209,509 per household per month. So that's around the minimum wage in most of the regencies here in Bali. It varies from regency to regency, the minimum wage. So if you got one person working at minimum wage, you're supporting 4 people. You're at the poverty line. Okay, so let's get on and talk about tourist destinations. All right, we've got Sanur and the health destination. Here's an interesting one. Development of tourist destinations. Banyuwangi can be integrated with West Bali. So the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy, our old friend Sandiaga Uno, stated that the development of Banyuwangi as a tourist destination can be integrated with Western Bali and Eastern Java, which are national tourism strategic areas. Pak Sandiaga said, therefore, we must be involved in the community. We must be present and absorb their aspirations. That's what I have proven. Moreover, in 2024, we are targeting 4.4 million new quality jobs. And I have talked about this earlier, much earlier last year, around the middle of last year, when Pak Sandiaga started talking about that number, 4.4 million jobs that were going to be created in tourism and creative economy. Pak Sandiaga encouraged the improvement of quality for micro, small, and medium enterprises so that they have superior products. Improving the quality of MSME products must lead to job creation and absorb people's aspirations, especially with regard to solutions so that the economy revives and jobs are created. And more on tourism in Pak Sandiaga. Sandiaga Uno banking on impulsive tourism to achieve 2023 goal, impulsive tourism. The Tourism and Creative Economy Minister said that he is optimistic that there will be 1.4 billion domestic tourist movements in 2023. There is that number again, 1.4 billion. And he said this is because of impulsive tourism. He thinks that impulsive tourism is going to rise now that the PPKM, or the community activities restrictions, have been pulled. What is impulsive tourism? Well, according to Pak Sandiaga, he said that impulsive tourism has increased by 14%, and that's more than 2.4 million bookings conducted one day prior to traveling. So impulsive tourism, one day before you're traveling, you make your bookings. He continued, what's interesting is that many only booked accommodations on the day of their travel. Bali is said to be the destination for Chinese New Year's celebrations, and other major cities will be as well, like Bandung, Jogja, Yogyakarta, and Semarang. And meanwhile, spiritual and cultural destinations have attracted large attention of domestic tourists. And tourist villages have also become a destination of choice for tourists who travel impulsively. Pak Sandiaga gave the example of the Tenalai tourism village in Yogyakarta, where an estimated number of visits increased from 3,300 to 6,000. And so, impulsive tourism. Are you an impulsive tourism? Are you an impulsive tourist? leave a comment. And one final story, and I like this. Eliminate slums. Alleys in North Batur will be painted. Several alleys in North Batur village, Kintamani, will be beautified with colorful paint. Arrangements of the alleys in residential areas is to eliminate the impression of slums and add to the attractiveness of housing. Okay, I like this idea a lot. According to the head of Batur Utara, Iwayan Liling, so far the alleys in the village look shabby. Moreover, the residents who use it, they use it as a waste disposal and a bathroom as well. So he said in the future they're going to paint all of these alleys and make everything beautiful. He said we're using funds from the APBD for environmental management. He said the alleys will be painted in colorful colors, and they're starting in one Banjar. There's 2 alleys there. The alleys are gangs, and he said that they are being worked on, and if there is more social assistance, other alleys in other Banjars in the area can be painted as well. There's a budget of $30 million to paint the alleys. These activities are going to be carried out in February, and alleys will also be equipped with solar lights. Every few meters will be filled with local orchid plants. If successful, the theme is clean and green with renewable energy as the title of the alley. Hopefully, it can become an object for selfies for those who like that style, he said. Okay, I would like to see gangs here become more colorful. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Some of them are indeed places for trash. Some of them are quite beautiful, and I've been doing a video collecting some short clips on gangs in Singaraja, and someday I will get around to finishing that and putting it up. I like gangs. They're very cool. It's a chance to see what is going on locally. Okay, that is it for today. If you are driving, let me say once again, be careful. Be careful. There's no need to try to get somewhere too quickly. Take your time. Enjoy the scenery. Don't worry. Be happy. And if you're in Bali, I hope you're enjoying the good weather right now, and let's hope that it stays this way throughout the rainy season. Thanks for viewing. Be kind to someone today. Stay safe, and I will see you next time.